Media Matters did an analysis on the mainstream media's coverage of climate change, and it's linked to wildfires, and the results are absolutely abysmal. So as I'm sure all of you know, California is on fire. I mean, there's a fire near LA, there's a fire near Sacramento. I mean, they're getting a lot of people have been impacted by this. There have been deaths associated with this. It is just absolutely terrifying. The state is burning. If they had gotten the amount of rain that they would normally experience, it wouldn't be this bad right now. But it is this bad. It's horrendous. And now the air quality all over California is terrible. It's breathing hazardous air. People can smell it in the air. I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. And of course, the science says that this is linked to climate change. And let's see how much the mainstream media brings that up. Media Matters says ABC, CBS, and NBC largely failed to connect climate change to extreme wildfires this summer. Major broadcast networks mentioned climate change in just 2% of wildfire reports, ignoring science that links climate change to more intense fires. So according to the National Interagency Fire Center, fires had burned over 7.7 million acres of land as of September 28th. That's nearly 1.8 million acres more than the 10-year average from 2008 to 2017. So they're getting worse, and they're covering more territory. California's recent climate change assessment estimated that the average acreage burned across the state annually will rise by 77% by the end of the century. 77%! Oh my goodness. Okay, take a look at this. Broadcast news coverage of wildfires and climate change. Number of segments from July 21st, 2018 to September 21st, 2018. Wildfire segments, you can see the numbers there, and then wildfire segments that mention climate change. ABC did 172 segments on wildfires. 0 of them mentioned climate change. CBS, 183 segments on wildfires. 6 of them covered climate change. NBC, 116 segments on wildfires. 3 of them mentioned climate change. The best one, and it's not on this chart because it's not technically corporate media, PBS was the best, and perhaps unsurprisingly, but their number was 16%. 16% of their coverage of wildfires mentioned climate change. This is a problem. And this is a problem because we're not going to have the real grassroots energy and support and pressure unless people correctly make that connection between the increase in extreme weather events on both sides of the spectrum and climate change. You need to be able to link those two together so that people go, oh, this is directly affecting our lives. Because we're going to get to a point where there's wars over water. Literally. There will be wars over water. This is a direct result of climate change. Drought, famine. The price of your regular goods when you go to the store is going to skyrocket. We're currently seeing the impact of it right now, man. And it's not discussed. And that's a goddamn shame because we're not going to take action unless people feel like action needs to take place right this second. And it does. You know, that was the protest in Nancy Pelosi's office the other day. Was about this. Hey, what are you doing? We need a Green New Deal. We need it now. We got to get to 100% renewable energy. We have to do it at some point. We have to do it. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. So I hope that mentality catches on more and that the government does their job. We got to get the Republican Party off the fossil fuel money. And we have to move in the right direction because literally the survival of humanity depends on it.